So listen, there's a lot of conversation right now about whether or not the real estate market is going to crash. I'm Rich Gannon with the Cleveland Home Specialists, real estate agent here in Cleveland, Ohio, and I'm about to give you the breakdown and the 411 on what's really going on here in the real estate market. There are tons of economists in the United States that are signaling that we are heading towards a recession. Now, if you're watching the news, you're seeing that inflation is climbing and that the supply chain keeps getting delayed and that gas is going up and there's a shortage of baby formula and the stock market's in the toilet and all of these things. And what we're seeing is that the Fed is trying to control all of this. And they're doing it in a few different ways. And what does this all mean for real estate? First and foremost, a recession does not equal a housing crisis. Okay, it does not equal a housing crisis. But the most important thing everybody needs to understand is that a recession is a significant decline, right, in an economic activity that's spread across the economy, and that normally we see it visible in production and employment and a whole bunch of other indicators. But what's important here is that a recession begins when the economy reaches a peak of activity and then ends when the economy reaches through what they're calling a trough. And between the peak and the trough, that's called an expression, okay? So then that's all, again, mumbo jumbo from the National Bureau of Economic Research, and that's how they define a recession. But what we're seeing is that in the past 6 recessions in real estate over the last 40 years, that home values have only dipped 2 times over those last 6 quote unquote recessions. Okay. So we've actually appreciated 4 times, decreased 2 times. And when we look at the data, what we're seeing is that most people, when they think of recession, naturally they're going back to 2008. And in 2008, what we saw was a global economic crash. It started with banks, and then it went into the job forces, and it went everywhere. And what we're seeing is that this is not like that, okay? In 2008, home values, they decreased by about 20% nationwide, and that's what slid us into what we're calling the Great Recession of that time. But what's important to remember about that crisis, again, was that it was a global economic crisis that trickled down into real estate. The fundamentals are very different today than they were in 2008. And that's why we aren't yet in a recession. It's coming, but it doesn't mean that it's going to lose value in your home. Because history has proved that a recession does not equal a housing crisis. I'm Rich Gannon, Cleveland real estate agent. Hope you found this valuable. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends and family if you found value in this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll get you on the next one.